Hello and welcome to another listing party. If you're wondering if I forgot and lost track of time, you're correct. I was filming a video. But alas, I'm here. And welcome. Welcome to all of you here as well. Just Curious left me a message that you are 9 hours ahead of me. So I appreciate you watching tomorrow when you do watch this, because right now is for me now, but for now you, it's tomorrow now. Let's get started. Let's list some stuff. Leave me a comment, anything that you guys are listing or whatever productivity thing that you are doing. You know the drill. After each item that I list, we're going to pull a card in my Let's Get Deep book of questions, and we're going to get to know each other better. And I do apologize for eating snacks. I can't help it. I'm hungry. All right. Let's grab the goodies that I have to list for my next whatnot sale and get started. I have some interesting stuff tonight. I have different stuff than what I usually get. Some pottery, some clocks, and some like needle print, needle work. What are they called? Okay. Let's get into it. Da, 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 opening whatnot. So the next couple videos that I have coming up are going to be how to bullet journal, the shop with me, where I pick up all of these items that you're going to kind of see today and do a shop with me video. Then I'm going to do a laundry stripping video, which if you've never stripped your laundry, it is magical. And then after that, I'm going to try and do a how to list on Whatnot, how I do and set up my show. Hello, everybody. Hello. My next Whatnot sale is going to be not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So this Saturday, I'm going to be in Vegas, and it's going to be a wild party bonanza. And then next Saturday, I will be doing a sale. Hello, everyone. I'm trying to get a jump head start at listing for my upcoming Whatnot sale so I don't have to worry about it. And look at this guy. Look at this little brown glaze pot. We're going to see what information we can find out about him. How's everyone's week going? Good week, bad week, medium week? It is a pretty pot. Oh, okay. This one looks almost identical to it. Caramel brown bud vase glazed pot. I would say this is pretty identical. Where is my measuring tape? Is it Friday yet? Oh, I wish. My Friday is technically tomorrow, so I'm excited, except I have been trying to get so much done at work, knowing that I'm going to be gone. Taking time off is like the coolest thing and also the worst thing. I love being away from work and having that break, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I hate having to come back to work and click through all those emails. I'm not reading them. If you emailed me while I'm off, I'm sorry. You're going to have to follow up again. But just like opening them, I'm the kind of person where my emails are my to-do box. Like if I have an unread email, that means I have something to do. Oh, and look at that. First item listed, which means we're going to pull a card. Let's start with icebreakers. Old music or new music? I feel like I listen to new music more often, but old music gives like a bigger sense of nostalgia when I listen to it, you know? Like it's just new music just isn't made the same. Like the old music has like harder hitting lyrics and more musical melodies and they took more risks with things, whereas today it seems like it's all kind of like this curated like pop culture thing. Old music definitely wins out. My listing of notifications about your events are great. Yours come through so great. Others people I don't see them. Oh, really interesting. Yeah, sometimes I get notifications about things. Sometimes I don't. I also have my notifications on my phone turned off most of the time. So how weird. Well, I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you got the notification. Let's go one step deeper. What is your favorite era of music? I think 80s is going to be mine. Of like old school classic music. I think it's 80s. That like stuff you could dance to. Stuff that you can't help dancing to. Let's go that. My little train conductor uniform here. I found these overalls at a thrift store, of course, and fell in love with them. Yeah, 80s has some really good music. What is disappointing about the 80s, though, is how many of our favorite songs were done with artists that were on some sort of drug. It is a little depressing. Dun, 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 dun. The mental health of like artists and famous people has never been regulated. And that could be a factor of like why we don't have the same great music today is because, you know, artists stopped taking, well, the majority of them stopped taking the amount of drugs that they were taking. I would hope. What is this clock? You're not getting the whole clock in there, Google. What did we all do this weekend? Did we have fun this weekend? Did we relax? Were we productive? You like music with a tiny amount of rap? Okay. Except for Donnie and Marie, no drugs there. I've never heard of Donnie and Marie, so I don't know. It's actually pretty pricey. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Apparently this is a really good brand of clock. Oh, that's not how you spell it. Diehl. Dilection? Oh, Dilectron. Table clock? Table clock. Is it called a table clock when it sits on your desk? Desk clock. Dang it, darn it. I had the word. Look at this guy. He's in pretty good condition too. Donnie and Marie Osmond. Donnie and Marie. Oh my. I know. I'm still just like, who are they? What? Name a song. Maybe if I got a song, because I'm really bad with artist names, but I'm good with songs if I recognize it. You made baggies for the baggie wall on Saturday? That sounds fun. Ugh, this is cutting off my circulation. Puppy love. I don't know. I'm sure if I heard it, I would recognize it. I'm going to go look it up after this. I'll go look up and see if I know the song and report back. They had a show recently in Vegas. Okay. How heavy is this clock? 2 to 3 pounds. Look at this guy. And that's another item listed. So we're going to pull another card. and get you guys off of this raging disappointment of me not knowing musical artists. What food have you never tried but want to? Hmm. Have I never tried but want to? Have I heard of Tom Jones? No. No, I have not heard of Tom Jones. Oh gosh. This is gonna be worse than the movies, isn't it? What food have I never tried but I wanted to? I don't know. I've tried a lot of foods. You're too young for them. They had a variety of shows in the late 70s. All right, leave me names of songs and bands that I need to go look up, and I will do my research. I want to say escargot, but I don't actually want to try escargot. It's something I haven't tried, and I've heard people describe it as like just super salty and slimy. But I like oysters. I don't know. I feel like after my Valentine's Day experience, I tried all the foods that I thought I wanted to try that were like super high-end fancy foods, and then realized like I'm not missing anything. I don't need to try beef tartare ever again. I'm done with it. I'm good. Absolutely finito. I know who Elvis is. I got that one. We're gonna put that one in the pouch. Got him. If I like oysters, you'll probably be okay with escargot, but I like the spicy aspect of oysters. Do you put hot sauce on escargot the same way that you put hot sauce on oysters? Are you supposed to put hot sauce on oysters? I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put hot sauce on oysters. They're listening They're listening artists from the 70s. Just Google artists from the 70s. Anyone who is anyone will come up. Okay, I will do that. Okay, you can. Good, good. I'm not eating. All right, next up, are these cross stitch or needle print? Or needle the other one? Cross stitch and needle point? I think these are needle point, right? Can you guys see? What is the difference between cross stitch and needle point? There's like raised sections. These are very intricately done the more I stare at these. Cross stitch is like an X. Okay. Would it be in the front or the back? Well, I can't look at the back. So you know what? We're just going to go with needlepoint. Gotcha. Is that a slant? Okay. I can't tell. It just feels like this is such teeny, teeny, tiny thread. Okay, it's not an X on front, so it's not cross stitch. Let's see if Google can find this guy. Oh, I wonder if it's part of a tapestry. Oh, it does. It looks like it has the same edge all the way around, though. Tapestry is a weave. It kind of looks like a weave. Oh, it does. Okay, I think it's a woven tapestry. Okay, get picture of it. Framed wooden tapestry dancing. Oh, and it's lightweight too. I love seeing lightweight things. I feel like the majority of the things I find are also heavy. I feel bad for everyone having to pay that ridiculous shipping. I have a piece of dirt on my finger that won't go away. Oh, when we listed something, we can pull another card. Okay. If you could time travel, what time would you go to and why? This is one of those questions that is like, I have so many follow-up questions. Is it like the butterfly effect? I don't want to change anything. Like I don't want to mess more things up in the course of the universe. Um, I think it'd be pretty cool to see dinosaurs. I don't want to be eaten by dinosaurs, so I would immediately come back, but like I'd like to see them. Sometime in history when it was like, okay, if I was in a bubble and couldn't get any of the diseases of the time, let's put a qualification on there. I would go back to like the 1800s for a day. Just live like a 1800s royal. Go visit. Back to the 70s. Okay, the 70s. 70s was fun. But you guys already lived through it. You don't want to experience something you haven't even lived through? Like before there were cameras, before there was like accurate documentation of things. That's where I go to. I'm like, take me back to like castles in their peak era. But also I can leave and come back home before I have to use the facilities. 1965, great customer service. Ladies were ladies, men were men. See, I don't think I would do well in that era because I'm out here running around like one of the dudes most of the time. So, yeah, I wouldn't go back in time to like live like one of the peasants. I'd live in a castle. We're living royalty, high goals, high standards, guys. We're time travelers. So if you time travel, do you get to pick also the place where you land or is it just the time? So like do I have to go to like the ruins of an Irish castle and then from there go back in time? Or is it like see, I have so many questions. I need to know. I need to know the logistics of time travel before I can just say where I want to go with time travel. It's nothing is just simple and easy. Back to the 80s, maybe the 50s. Okay, so what all did you guys do in the 80s that made it so great? I need to know now. Framed, woven, tapestry, flowers. It depends. You don't usually get to pick what life will be. You pick a year and wing it. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if I'm getting to pick time travel, I feel like I would also be able to pick wherever I want to go. Like, is it like I just snap my fingers and I'm here 100 years from like that seems boring. You was a teenager in the 70s and you had your son in the 80s. Okay. Makes sense, makes sense. Those are very, very fun times. Would you go through childbirth again then? Is that what you're telling me? I don't feel like I would wanna relive that one. I get stories back to 1919 and think it would be okay to go back to early mid-20s, skip 30s, late 40s, and enjoy the 50s. Skip 30s? Why the 30s? Skip your 30s or skip the 30s? 80s were your high school days. So much fun. Back to basics. No internet. No bills. No bills. Take me back to high school where I didn't have to pay bills because who I didn't sign up for this. I did not agree to this when I was born that I would have bills for the rest of my life. I feel like I was blindsided a little bit, tricked, if you will. In the 80s, no computers or cell phones. I kinda like see, I go back and forth with technology because I grew up with and without it, and the accessibility of information that the internet has given me outweighs the negatives for me. Like, I wouldn't be as successful as I am without the internet and the ability of access to information and that, like, silo I was in of the people around me, 'cause it was like I had one train of thinking until the internet happened, then I was like, "Oh, wait, other people think different ways." And all of a sudden, like, my brain exploded because I was like, "Oh, my dad's not right. My dad's not right at all." 1929 depressions, then 40s war, so you would skip that. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's definitely fair. Nobody wants to go back to World War II or 1. Everything you see with time travel, they travel back to whenever they were at the moment, place they are leaving. Oh gosh, what book is that where the woman time travels and she's, like, instantly taken back to, like, 100 years before? It's like a 6-book series. The cover is blue. The author's name starts with a D. It starts with the book starts with an O. They made a movie about it. It'll come to me. People were friendly back in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, because they were all on drugs. We established that. Somewhere in time. No, I think it's like Overture, Overlord. No, no. Oh, I'll think about it. I'll think of it. I'll think of it. It's like a really long book series. And they just made a TV show about it. Crime was less in the 70s. All the unsolved murders are from the 70s and 80s. They just didn't have the technology to, like, document and catch them. People still be murdering. They just were a lot sneakier about it. Oh, wait, I listed something, we gotta pull another card. There just wasn't as many crimes because the laws weren't established yet. What's the most romantic song you know? Oh, this is a good one. Hmm. I think I really like the song "Silk." Who's it by? I have to look up who's it by. Who it is by. I can look it up here. Do, 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 do. "Silk" by Dustin Tebbett. Dustin Tebbett is another one of my really favorite artists. I can listen to him any day, anytime. He's got that, like, indie, like, romantic feel of music. Definitely get in your feels music. Fantastic artist. You agree there was a lot we didn't hear about due to advances in technology. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, absolutely. But I think the over under is like we're better with it. I would like to argue. It's hard to say because I'm a big like get better with every iteration and you can't get better unless you know more, right? So it's like, yes, are there bad things that are like uncovering because of the internet? Sure. But I also think that with going through like therapy or anything, like all of the trauma that you suppress and your bad things that happen when you're changing to be a better person, all of that comes up. So that's kind of like what I equate society going through at that same time too. Like the internet is a teenager right now. Like, all of us on the internet are teenagers, all in this, like, rebellious discovering ourselves phase. So, I don't know. It's bad, but it's not terrible. But the whole, like, AI thing coming up, I I don't even know how to feel about that. I use like ChatGPT and other AI things to help with work, and it's amazing. It's incredible. It helps me refocus my mind or get jump started on something that would have taken me hours to do, and now I can do it in like 20 minutes. But so there was like this whole thing, and this is spiraling into my Reddit deep dives in the middle of the night. Um, there's this whole thing about if it got into, like, dangerous programmers' hands where they could, like, affect the power grid, and I'm like, "Well, that's not great. Maybe we shouldn't do that thing," but I don't know. I don't know where the world is going with AI. Outlander! Yes, thank you! Outlander is the book I was thinking of. I knew one of us would come. Thank you for see, I had the whole starts with an O, author's name is a D. It's like Wordle, you guys. Okay, now please take a break and notice this brass horse door knocker. How cool is this thing? Of course, I can't find the exact one, but there's a ton of them on the internet. Apparently, brass horse door knockers, sorry, or where it's at. I've never seen Outlander. Is it a good show? Would you recommend it? Because I need another show to watch. You should get that for Rachel, the door knocker. What's she gonna do with the door knocker? Horse door knocker. I'm just gonna put keywords in here, see if that does anything. It's on Netflix. Ooh, fantastic. I will look that up and then I will drag Grant into watching it unsuspectingly. And I know it's part romance, right? So before he knows it, he's gonna get sucked in and not be able to get out. She would wait, we were saying she would start at the stones and travel back in time where those stones are. Right, like, that's where I remember the like, she would go exactly back in time where she was. Like, whatever her location was, she would just travel back in time from that exact spot. It's more than a romance? Okay. Darn it. I love trapping Grant into unsuspecting shows. We're watching The Walking Dead right now, which he's never seen, which is great for me because I have seen up until season 7, episode 1, when the rest of the world quit watching it. And it's been quite funny to watch his emotional journey up and down everything and like relive it through him experiencing it. When Glenn first died, if any of you have watched it, it was quite funny because he got so mad that they did him dirty like that. They're like, "Hey, how are they gonna kill him off like that?" And then he comes back like 4 episodes later, and he was so just baffled. They're like, "Are you kidding me? This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen." Meanwhile, I'm just like, "He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's fallen in love with Glenn just like I did, and he doesn't know." I personally love Walking Dead. I'm a big zombies girl, so as far as like comic book fun. If you like Comic-Con, that was like their main show that they promoted for what, 10 years or something ridiculous. I really like it. It's good. I think it keeps you engaged. It makes you angry. It makes you sad. It makes you like it's a thriller is the wrong word, but it definitely keeps you in that like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? I miss it too. Did you watch it all the way through? Okay, so Outlander has a lot of dirty scenes. Okay, we watched Game of Thrones though, so I feel like it's not gonna phase us. It's such a different era of like all of the shows try to put some sort of graphic nudity or imagery in there just for the sake of it. Like, there is no purpose behind it anymore. It's just like, "Look how edgy we are." There are gonna be spinoffs with The Walking Dead. Yeah, that's why I'm watching the rest of it now because I wanna watch some of the spinoffs. I watched Fear the Walking Dead, or at least the first 2 seasons of it, and I know that at one point they converged, so I should be fine if I watched, what's Game of Thrones. What's the other one about the high school? Euphoria? Is that what it is on HBO? Where it's just, like, the most obnoxious nudity scenes? I don't know if any of you have seen Euphoria, but it's just, like, you get hit in the face with, like, random out of nowhere nudity. You're like, "Why? Why is this even a part? This isn't even fun." Like, no one's having fun here. Looking forward to my Thursday fun day when you're in Vegas. I don't know if I'll go live Thursday, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one day this weekend. You guys are gonna just have to watch out for it. It's gonna be a debauchery. We're planning okay, so here's our preliminary plans. We're staying close to the Mob Museum. I don't actually know the hotel name, which I probably should figure that out, but and then from that night, we'll probably go do, like, the Neon, museum. And then Friday night, I'm going to breakfast with someone. Oh, sorry, Friday morning, going to breakfast with someone. Friday night, we're going to a comedy show. Saturday morning, I have an appointment to go get my global entry passport done because I've been waiting a year and a half and was finally able to make an appointment. So I'm going to go run and do that hungover in the morning and then go to brunch at the Eiffel Tower uh, place, restaurant. It's, like, in the Eiffel Tower, I think. And then Saturday night, I don't know what we're doing yet, probably some, like, gambling on the Strip, walking around, going to bars, just hanging out. And then Sunday, we're gonna try to do a pool day. And then Monday, I fly home, but not until the afternoon. But we're probably gonna be so dead that we just end up, like, wandering around. And that's gonna be my week. That's gonna be my weekend. I'm sliding down my garage. Daryl will have one, and then with a few original characters with their own shows too. Daryl is honestly one of my favorite characters. I didn't like him as much originally, but he is like the solid number one in my rewatch. Not a TV show watcher. I'm not either. I don't watch a lot of TV, but the TV shows I do watch, I rewatch them a lot. Food downtown is cheap, but this trip cost a fortune. Yeah, so I think it was like $69 for this brunch on Saturday, which we wanna do a couple nice things and go see the sights and have some fun, so a couple more expensive dinners is fine. But we're definitely gonna try to like, Heart Attack Grill, that's on my list of things I wanna go back to. If you've never been there, it's so much fun. My mom hated it. World Market Rice Bowl? Yeah, rice bowl. How heavy are you? 12 ounces. Perfect. Look at us. We're cruising through listing today. If you're listing with me, what have you listed so far? If you're not, it's okay. We're just here to chit chat too. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things listed already. Go me. Let's pull another question. Would you be willing to have horrible nightmares every night for a year if you would be rewarded with extraordinary wealth? Yes. I think yes. Are we talking like millions of dollars or like billions of dollars? Honestly, I've had night terrors pretty much my entire life, so that's not uncommon for me. I've already I already have nightmares all the time. So like I also would like the money. Yes. Yes, please. Am I listing for eBay? No, I'm listing for Whatnot. Working on packaging and tagging jewelry for Hudson Vintage. Yay, nice. Yes, if you weren't by yourself. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Not listing, but playing and cooking lunch with a 2-year-old and granddaughter. Lovely. Going through that now, so end with financial gain would be awesome. That right? That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, please. Yes. I used to have the worst night terrors where sometimes I would have sleep paralysis where you wake up and you can't move and you like you're awake, but you're not awake. And so you like envision things. Creepy, terrible, terrifying. You can't do anything. And you're like, oh, so the ghosts are here to kill me. Push the thumbs up if you can. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. Like this video, you guys, if you like my videos. I don't know. Liking helps your creators in the algorithm. It helps spread the good news to more and more people. I could care less if you like the video or not, but YouTube likes it. So do it for YouTube. Who is the CEO of YouTube? Does it have its own independent CEO from Google? Sleep paralysis is horrible, and it used to be brought on. I found this out the hard way. I would drink coffee too late and then try to go to bed. Don't ask me why I did this. I don't understand why I make these decisions for myself as a young 20 something. But there was one time, this was the worst case where I can like vividly remember the dream. But I had a cup of coffee, or it was an espresso martini, something of the sorts. And then I went home and went to bed. And I thought I passed out in the dream. I had passed out and not closed my door. I had locked the screen behind me, but not closed the door. And someone was standing at my screen watching me, and I couldn't get up and like close the door. And you know, how you're like yelling and you can feel yourself yelling in your dream. Oh gosh, it's so weird. And then I finally woke up after like what felt like forever trying to like get up and close the door. Terrible. Don't recommend. All right. Next up, we've got this Lumbeco cigar ashtray made in Spain. This is really cool, like reclaimed wood look or driftwood. Is that what you would call that? Do, 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 do. Love my earrings. Thank you. They're gummy worms. They're not actually gummy worms. They're clay. But don't they look exactly like gummy worms? Lumbeco? Is that what I called this? Lobeck. Lobeco? Lobeck cigar ashtray. Oh, are we losing internet? Am I freezing on you guys? Almost looks like the wood plucked from a fire, right? It kind of does. Like that darkened. Like it could be like from a ship. That's what this reminds me of. No, 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 no. Just search. Just search something. Don't. I don't want to search with my camera. Thank you. Lebeco wooden ashtray. It looks like something missing from the middle. Well, I think that's where you ash. You have lived through real nightmares. Show me the money. I agree. Yeah, like most of the time, uh, when I'm like talking to people, about terrible things that have happened in my past. Like, I've lived through way more than any human should. It's just, and then, like, why I don't like roller coasters? I'm not a thrill seeker. I've already had near-death experiences. I don't need to put myself in pretend ones. No, thank you. Not what I'm looking for. Not my cup of tea. Old ship beam. Don't need an ashtray anymore. You quit smoking. Congratulations. Do you feel better? Or a glass insert or like a ball, like a big crystal ball? The ones I'm looking up do say hand carved, so I'm going to assume this one is also hand carved. Lebeco. How did I forget this name every time? Oh, a glass ashtray insert. Oh, interesting. Like it would sit on. I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Made in Spain. Hand carved wood ash. An ash tray. Okay. This is also lightweight. Oh, to sit in the dip. Oh, gotcha. Okay, now I understand. So like a reverse cloche. Now I know that word. I'm going to use it every opportunity I can. List an item, pull a card. Where is the one place you want to go before you die and why? Back to Ireland because it's pretty there. That was easy. There's actually a lot of places I would like to visit. Ireland, like going back to Ireland, going to Sweden, those are definitely at the top of the list. I'd like to go to some of the tropical areas. I love rainforest. Anything with like lush greenery, that's where I want to be. I want to go to Japan. That would be a really fun trip. I don't ever want to go to Australia, I don't think. I apologize to anybody who is in Australia. You just have too many large insects and spiders. Insects or spiders, kind of. And snakes. Not a fan of snakes. Ireland doesn't have any snakes. Therefore, I want to be in Ireland. Oh, no. All of you said Australia as soon as I said no Australia. Amsterdam. Oh, Amsterdam would be a good one. Ireland is on your bucket list, and your sister is in Iwakuni. Did I say that right? Probably not. But I would love to go to Japan. Japan just seems so incredibly dense with culture. But I feel like that's one of those places you have to learn some form of the language conversationally to be able to like really experience it. I feel like we can go to Spain or we can go to Italy and like get by with not really knowing the language, but definitely not in like Japan, China. You probably could, but it's probably a lot more fun if you do know what the heck is going on. Don't move to Florida. We have all of them. I don't see the mugginess of Florida too. No. Mm-mm. And I'm so sorry, but Florida, you got some crazies over there. Have any of you played the Florida Man game? So basically you Google Florida Man and then your birthday and see what happened in the news on that day in Florida. There's some crazy ones there is very like unique things that happen in Florida that I don't think anyone could come up with on their own. At least you own it if you're all nuts there. We're all nuts everywhere, but at least the California crazy is like more like behind closed doors. It's all the rich people doing stupid things. You got like the people driving their cars and crashing them everywhere. It's just like pure stupidity. There's no creativity with the stupid in California, whereas there's creativity with the stupid in Florida sometimes. So And then you also got alligators. Like, there's always an alligator somewhere in the news. California is beautiful weather, but it's so expensive. It is so dang expensive. I know we pay for the weather, but honestly, I feel like I need that, like, releveling of my expectations of where yeah, I've never lived outside of California, so I don't really understand what it means to be paying for this sunshine. I need to appreciate it. And as I say that, I'm not actually going to move. Good night, Betsy. Thank you for being here. Yeah, definitely try the Florida man. It's a hoot. It's so funny. All right, this guy is a vintage master sharpener. It has a sharpener for anything you could possibly need to sharpen. Oh, it's upside down. You've got your, I don't even, what is this? A razor blade for shaving? I don't know. And then what is it? Is this a scythe for gardening? And then you got a knife and scissors, and I don't know what that is either. What are these for? Garden tools, knife, knife. It is a scythe. How ridiculous. If you ever need to sharpen your scythe, here you go. You live 30 minutes from the ocean on a 180 acre farm on the East Coast. That sounds lovely. But have you ever been snowed in to the point where you could not leave? Because I feel like I would not be okay in that situation. Okay, search for this guy. You had a guy rear end you last week and totaled your car. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. Do you have any like neck pain from that? Did you go get checked out by a doctor? That's always the scariest thing when it comes to getting rear ended and getting in a car accident is like the minor things that it can do to your body that you don't even realize is happening. I have, knock on wood, never been in a car accident. Thank the Lord, but it's only a matter of time with how crazy drivers are on the road. Like, absolutely insane. The craziest people I've ever seen recently. A flat acre is the key. Oh, you have tractors if you need to get out. Okay, okay. So you have like tactile machinery on your side. You live in Maryland, love the Four Season. Okay, I've never seen snow, so I really can't understand or grasp what it would be like to live in the snow. And I see it and I'm like, that looks really pretty. I kind of want to try that. And then I'm like, I realize how cold I get so easily. And I'm like, also, no, that sounds miserable. I get cold in 60-degree weather. So you love your snowblower. See, if I had heated driveways or something and didn't live in like the rural, I don't think I like living in the middle of nowhere. I like the ability to live in like a neighborhood. I like being able to walk over to my neighbor's door and like knock on the door and be like, "Hey, you want to hang out right now?" Dressing in layers is the key. I would look like a puffed up little snow that little kid with like the puffer jacket all the time. He can't put his arms down. That would be me all the time. Cast iron art stand tripod. All right. What is this? This is this is an art stand, right? That's what we're going to call this. It's like a cast iron art stand. We're in a cul-de-sac, 25 minutes from DC. So, man, growing up on a cul-de-sac, that is a whole nother level of like exceptional childhood. And I know not every child can grow up on a cul-de-sac just because of the availability of them, but 10 out of 10 recommend. Easel. Thank you guys. And Google Lens doesn't want to work today. That's fine. I don't need it. Cast iron easel. Oh, they're calling it a wrought iron easel. Okay. Whatever. Whiplash and a concussion along with back pain. Not to complain, happy to be alive, but I don't want to drive anymore. I do not uh blame you for not wanting to drive anymore. All of that sounds terrifying. And it's probably going to take a while before you even can get behind the wheel again with all of your injuries. I'm so sorry to hear that. And I hope that you have a speedy recovery and you're able to rest and recover adequately. Your tongue to metal surfaces frozen. I don't think I'm ever going to do that. How do I get all the stuff to sell? I pick it up from my partners, the Daryl's Modern Trends in Hillcrest. So he supplies all the things, I list them and sell them, and then we split the profits. It's a great deal because I don't have to actually pay anything to hold up inventory costs, and taxes wise, it's completely different. So it's pretty nice. All right. What app could you not live without and why? What app on my phone could I not live without? Excluding like the basic ones like text messaging and my calendar, because my calendar, absolutely. I need that thing. I mean, Whatnot's a pretty good one. I feel like I could live without it. I do really like TikTok and YouTube. They're pretty significant ones. I'm on there every single day. I wouldn't have met any of you without them. But again, there's a website. So like I could live without it technically for being technical. Oh man, what app could I not live with? Okay, let's look at my apps. Camera? Does camera count as an app? Because I feel like camera's a pretty good one. I'm I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted because I definitely could live without like my apps on my phone as long as I have the internet. And then like I want to be able to call people. So like the cell phone app, does that the calling app that counts, right? Music, YouTube, or whatnot. The weather app, that's a good one. That's a good one. But is it just the app? Like, could I still go on a computer? Are we living back in like the 2000s? Because it would not be easy, but you think you could do without them all, just don't want to. Agreed, agreed. Like, I could go look on a computer if I really needed to for most of the things. I don't really think there's an app that is, like, specifically only an app that I use. The weather app is a really good one. You watch a lot of YouTube? I watch a lot of YouTube too, but on my computer because I'm watching YouTube while I work, so it doesn't count as an app. I'm gonna have to think on that one. I'm gonna have to think on it. Do you guys remember back when there was, like, that saying, "There's an app for that," and that was, like, and then everyone took it too literally, and now there's too many apps for too many things? Alright. I need your guys' help identifying because it is very pretty, but I have no idea where to start with glass. And maybe I should call my mom and have her help me with this one. But look how gorgeous this guy is. There's no on the bottom, and I can't really tell what it is. It's so diversified. I honestly don't think I use apps on my phone as much as I use things on my computer. I don't think there's any marks or signatures that I can find. Is that a signature at the bottom? No. There's bubbles in it. It's kind of cool. Let's see if Google has any idea. Oh, Google. Okay, work now. I'm Google lensing it right now, but my Google lens is acting up. Doesn't want to work today. Oh. This looks pretty similar. SDS Seapoot Group. I mean, it also kind of looks like this Murano vase. If you did a side-by-side comparison of these two vases, I'm gonna send a picture to my mom. That'd be pretty cool. Can you help me figure out what this is? Is the bottom clear? I mean, kind of, actually. Yeah, the bottom is clear. There's a receipt. It's a bric-a-brac. See, bottom clear. You can see through. There's a sticker on the bottom, or was at one point. I can't really see what it says. Oh, I can like kind of read what the sticker said at one point, but not really. It's like purplish tint too. Maybe that's just the it's hmm. It looks Murano. It does look Murano. The bottom has to be clear. The bottom is like all the way clear or just like because that part is clear. You see that right there? You can like see through. It's clear bottom. That'd be fun. My mom's gonna be like, just send that one to me. Ooh. You go down there for a little bit. We'll come back to you. The next thing that I have two of these beautiful brand new gas lamp. Well, I guess they're not brand new. The cord inside is brand new. Hello, Barb. How are my fur babies? They are needy, as usual. Dozer and Daisy are good. They are rambunctious little balls of energy. Does it have any gold flakes in it? Not that I can see. Is that indicative of Murano glass? Oh, not clear as in no color, just not cloudy. Oh. I don't know. Is it cloudy at the bottom? I'm like rubbing it with my fingers and making it smudgy, but I don't know. I'll send some more pictures to my mom and see if she can help me identify that one. All right, let's try and look up this guy. And what's cool about this guy is I have a set of two. This guy right here. They'll be pretty difficult to ship, but you know what? Worth it because they're beautiful. Oh, oh, that was a terrible picture. It's quite blurry. Okay, that's better. That's better. Aren't they pretty? It can have some scratches with age, but a nice polished bottom. Okay, I think it is. All right, what are these called? Hurricane lamps or are they oil lamps? Is it a hurricane oil lamp? Is that what it's called? All right. It does look like Murano a little bit. All right. I'm gonna take your guys's. I'm gonna confirm with my mom before I list it as Murano because it'll drastically change the price and I don't want to list it incorrectly and someone buy it and it's not actually Murano, but I'm excited that it could be. All right. These I'm gonna have to go take a picture over here and I need to wipe them off. Where is my spray? Ah, over here. Looks like an oil lamp with a hurricane shade. Okay, what is a hurricane shade or lamp? What it I don't understand. I'm so new to all of this. I thought I was getting there with hurricane lamp. Are you gonna come over here? Whatever red pen they use at thrift stores, it's so annoying. Don't mark the item. Or if you do, put it on the bottom or somewhere not noticeable. You're gonna scratch the glass. Monsters. Oh, hurricane both ends open. Oh, okay. Why is that? Is there a specific reason? I'm assuming it's not for use in a hurricane. Or is it? Is it so it doesn't explode from heat? There's so many follow-up questions. Let's heat out the top. Okay. See, when people are naming things and they are so like non-specific about why they came up with that name, I'm gonna need to know. I'm gonna need to understand why you named it a hurricane lamp if it has nothing to do with safety during a hurricane. Use rubbing alcohol to get the pen mark off. That's a good idea. Except rubbing alcohol would be all the way inside, and I am all the way outside. And I am lazy. Oh gosh. Ta-da! All right, I'm gonna go take a picture of this one really quick. My makeshift little studio over here. Is there a mark at the bottom? No. Okay. I do love that color. It's a very pretty color. Hi from Algonac. Where is Algonac? And did I say it correctly? Oil, oh, glass, oil lamp. I need to weigh it. Huh. Could be wrong about the shade. I have the oil lamp, but the shade looks like the shade on mine, perhaps a smaller version. So I need answers myself. Should think before I comment. You know what, Barb? It's okay. We're here in a welcoming and open space, and talking first and thinking later is quite all right. I do it all the time. Lord knows. I say things off the cuff. Dun, 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 dun. but it's something we can Google. Oh, Algonac, Michigan. I love Michigan. All right. What is the difference? Let's do some digging. There are three kinds of hurricane lanterns. Oh my gosh. Okay. Dead flame with vents below the burner. Oh, okay. Okay. Vents below the burner to draw air in, hot blast, and cold blast. The last two, often called tubular lanterns because of the tubes in their design, draw air in from above the globe. Cold blast types burn considerably brighter than hot blast ones. Okay, so this is a dead flame, and apparently that's what determines a hurricane lantern. Okay, different types of oil lamps. Okay, so there are three types of oil lamps: flat wick, central draught, tubular round wick, and a mantle lamp. Huh, look at us, we're learning. Okay, what's the difference between an oil lamp and a kerosene lamp? Kerosene lamp sounds dangerous. While lamp oil may last longer, kerosene burns several times brighter. This brightness is one of the key reasons why kerosene lamps are often used outdoors, as they can be seen over long distances, illuminate a larger area, and since, oh, those are like the camping lights, right? Where you like pump it up and then like light the little burner thing. Okay, gotcha. Okay. These oil lamps were used during hurricanes. Oil in the bottom, flame through the top. So apparently, all lamps like this are hurricane lamps, and then there's three different types of hurricane lamps. And I can show you the venting part they were talking about at the bottom. If I go like this, you might be able to see. Yeah, right there. You see those little holes at the bottom there? That's the first type that I was talking about. So I guess that right here is how you know it's a hurricane lamp. Is it's an oil-based lamp that has some sort of like burner system like that and has nothing to do with the top. Would you look at that? We learn something new every day. Get back on there. Get back on there. The more you know. So I don't think you were wrong. Oh, darn it. I need to update the quantity. I have two of them, which means I need to put two cards because this counts as two things. Quantity two, save. All right, here we go. Another car. Oh gosh, don't hit the glass. Don't hit the glass. Come here, little card. Which fictional character do you most relate to and why? Fictional character do I most relate to? Hmm. See, this is a problem because when I read a book, I insert myself as the main character when it's like a first person point of view. And then I get like incredibly irritated when they do something I wouldn't do. So I relate to a lot of characters. But if there was a character where I was like, oh, that's me to a T. I'm trying to think. It would definitely be sassy. It would be outgoing, a little quirky, great sense of humor. Oh boy. Garfield comes to mind, honestly. Although I'm not as obsessed with lasagna, but I do like pasta in general. So I feel like there's some correlation there. I don't know. It is a hard one. Patty Duke. Who's Patty Duke? Miss Frizzle might be a good one, honestly, for the Magic School Bus. Just blindly taking people along for a crazy journey. That's you all. You all are the people along for the crazy journey. Punky Brewster. Your uncle says I was exactly like her. You're all over the place. You'd be like the Tasmanian devil. Bugs Bunny? Ah, I don't know. I'm a little more spastic than Bugs Bunny is. I'm like somewhere in between Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. I do like Kermit the Frog, but I feel like he's too passive. He's not he's not assertive enough. Roadrunner, Goofy. Goofy's a good one. Everybody loves Goofy. Goofy can do no wrong. I'm gonna put these back up here because they are a little bit taller. And oh god, don't break anything. All right, I'm gonna keep thinking on this one. I'm gonna keep thinking on this one. Oh, tape on my sock. No. Cat watches cartoons and her favorite is Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. That's adorable. Daisy watches TV with us. She was watching The Walking Dead with us last night. Sean Ashton's mom, John Aston. Wait, Ashton or Ashton was her hubby. She played Helen Keller in The Miracle Worker. Set of flour, salt shakers. All right, while you guys are pondering that, look at these really cute. Well, I would say they're salt and pepper shakers, but there's 3. So I'm just calling them all salt shakers. But they're different flours. How cute are they? What shows have I watched recently? I could see myself as a Carrie Bradshaw, actually. Oh, apparently there's 4 of them, and I'm missing one of the set. There's a purple one. But they count as a listed item, so we're pulling another card. Pretty Woman. Okay. They're like salt and pepper shakers, but I guess you could put like what, paprika or I don't know, another spice in the third one. Okay, this is another like personal between 2 people. Oh, what white lie do you tell most often and why? White lie. Wild thornberries, a mix of both daughters. That's a great one. I think the white lie, and this is a cop out, I know, is I'm fine or like it doesn't matter. Foghorn Leghorn. Oh my gosh, as a kid, we had a giant Foghorn Leghorn that we had won at a fair that we just like had in my room and would like throw at each other all the time. Love Foghorn Leghorn. It was a dense stuffed animal too. He was probably like he was taller than me, probably like 5 feet. But yeah, the white lie I tell the mouse is probably like, I'm fine, or nothing's wrong. It's okay. But that's a cop out. It's all good. Yeah. No worries. That's the big one at like work. No worries. No, you messed up. You're always fine. And then people who know you call you out and say you're not. That's Grant. Anytime I'm like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. He's just like, no, let's actually talk about it. What's wrong? Nambi. Oh, this is a heavy boy. Nambi. I think this is a candle holder, like a pillar candle holder. It's a very interesting material because it was like ice cold when I pulled it out of the box and it was like 90 degrees outside. Let's look it up. What was the question? Your hubby was talking. What's the white lie that you tell most often and why? Oh, we didn't get to the why part. Okay, why? Why do I tell that white lie the most often? I guess that's one of those ones where we learn to just like diminish our own needs, right? We don't feel like our needs are worth the fight or the hassle or whatever is going to be a problem. Like we don't want it to be causing a bigger issue. Don't want to feel like it's going to start an argument. I do have a really good man. Grant is not going anywhere. He doesn't have a choice, really. I mean, he didn't have a choice from when I like locked eyes on him and I was like, "Hey, you're mine." Didn't stand a chance. Dun, 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 dun. I really appreciate Grant for his like work that he's willing to put in and honestly like put up with me is the wrong word, right? Because that's self-deprecating, but to put in the effort to understand how to work well in our relationship with as aggressive as I am towards not holding back and not kind of like stifling my needs and being that assertive like we're going to therapy kind of person. He's always been willing to like stand up in the relationship and even if he doesn't understand something or doesn't recognize how to do it, he's willing to always learn and try, and I think that is so special about him, but also just like transformative of men in this era. I don't feel like a lot of men would stand up and do that, and I've had a lot of men in my past that didn't, so kudos to Grant. The effort gets slower over time. I've seen that happen, and that's something that Grant and I are both very aware of, and that we want to set up the foundation now to prevent because we both want our relationship to last not just the next couple years, but forever. And it takes effort from both sides to maintain that and be aware of it and keep the consistency going. You have pain 24/7. People don't know want to know how I feel except for your wonderful husband. It's hard because it's more of a like, "Oh, how are you doing?" as a like a an opener, the casual conversation. We don't actually mean, "How are you doing?" most of the time when we say it. And I feel like it should be something where we actually get to talk about how we feel without it being held against us. And I think that's the big thing is when we share and it's held against us, we no longer feel that it's safe to share. And I have really good friends that we're always looking to like actually hear what's going on in each other's lives, and we actually want to know like, are you doing okay? What's going on? And we talk about much deeper um emotions, and it's really important to have those people, but also really important not to shame people or judge people for the emotions that they're experiencing in the small segment that you experience them. We'll make it if we both just try. Yep, that is exactly how we both approach our relationship, and I think that's probably the most important part of what a lasting relationship takes is both parties understanding how to maintain a relationship. It's not just something that you fall into and magically one day you have this amazing, beautiful relationship and it's so easy. Like, I'm sorry, that's not how it works for anyone. And if you do have a relationship like that, then you probably haven't dug into the hard stuff. Like, sure, there is probably the 1% of relationships where there is no emotional trauma from your childhood and you don't fight about anything, with financials because it's not a problem, and uh, Jeffrey Bezos' daughter, never has a worry or a care in the world. Sure, fantastic. Good for you. That's your privilege. That's not us. That's not 99% of the world. And the rest of us all are dealing with really shitty relationships that we're just trying to figure out how to exist together. Finally finished all your work and able to catch up on my live chat. Welcome back. Welcome back to What's Happening. It's chaos in here. If men stay little boys all their life, they'll never grow up. Exactly. And that was one of the things in my past where I felt that responsibility to kind of like assume, to fill in the gap that I saw with those people and didn't know when to set boundaries to say, like, catch up. Like, this is your gap to fill, not mine. And now that I've done that in a relationship, and Grant didn't have the deficit. He was primarily raised by a single mother. His mom and dad split up very young, so his mom had that like single mom attitude, but he had both a strong parental figure from his mom and his dad. Um and she really instilled in him a lot of the things of like, you're not going to be a lazy man, which I appreciate from her. She did go a little overboard in some things, but, like, who doesn't? You're just trying to protect your baby. It's like gardening, you need to tend it. Yep. And that's actually one of the misconceptions that Grant had to get over at the beginning of our relationship is it shouldn't have to be all this work. Our relationship should be easy on some level, and it took a lot of bringing up the same issues and going to therapy and understanding, like, his introspective and therapy journey on his side where he was like, "Oh, wait, we both have traumas that we have to unpack within our relationship." And it's true. All of your childhood traumas come out in your good relationships because you finally have a place that you feel safe in and that you're healing in. And to heal, it gets messy. You and your husband are just friends and roommates now, and we like it that way. And if that works for you, that's great. And not to I'm not shaming anybody for how that they live in their relationship. So don't feel like my way is the only way to have a relationship, or when I share about how we've set up our good relationship that translates to anyone else's, because good for us means something completely different. And I have different emotional needs than other people do. And if you are able to coexist with another human in your space where you're happy and you're healthy and you're communicating and things are symbiotic, then that is the goal. Grant has passed several tests already, but honestly, he's just a like class act guy. He is, always willing and able to go above and beyond with the house chores or grocery shopping or, XYZ, whatever it is. We always find a like even split between what we're doing in our relationship, which is really nice. But also um he's willing to step up to the plate with the things he's uncomfortable with too. And I said this to him in the very beginning of our relationship, like he needs to be able to set better boundaries with the women in his life. Like he needs to be able to set better boundaries with me, with his friends that are girls, his mom. Like he is a people pleaser, true and true, and will give and give and give and give, and doesn't realize that that's like sucking away from him. He felt like that's what he had to do. And so that's been his learning journey of like being able to set boundaries with me and with his mom and with these other women so that he didn't feel like he was constantly being like pulled in every which way because he doesn't like to upset people. Love your chaos because you keep it real. I try. Thank you for being genuine, honest, and kind-hearted. You are welcome. I am trying my best. That's the person I want to be. So that's all I can give to everybody else here. 40 years and going strong, your heart flips when you look at him. That is so sweet. And I hope that that is what Grant and I have. It still is today. So I hope that plus 40 will still have that. Something I did with Grant that I hadn't done in the past is I never dated anyone that I was actually physically attracted to. I thought that, um, you could, it wasn't necessary for a relationship to work to be physically attracted to them. Like you could fall in love with their personalities or you could be attracted to different aspects of them, but the physical attraction didn't have to be there. And I was like, no way, Jose, that's not something I'm settling for anymore. And with Grant, I am like, he is beautiful. So I feel like that's something that I never gave to myself in a relationship that was one of the standards I wasn't going to settle for anymore. And I feel like a lot of women do. Like, not to say that there aren't a lot of attractive men out there, but a lot of the times we are so caught up in this idea of I need to find someone, I have to be with someone, that we settle for things that aren't necessarily exactly what we want. We are such a cute couple. Thank you. I hope we stay a cute couple. Just happy for you and that you and Grant have a relationship based on mutual love and respect. Yes. And that is really all it comes down to is finding someone that loves and respects you. For me, that looks like someone who is also willing to go along my crazy therapy journey and also be in therapy and work on our past traumas. And my thing, because I'm an anxious attachment style and I have whatever certain traumas of my past, I am more attracted to biologically, I am like predisposed to like someone who is avoidantly attached. It's just how it is. So, to knowing that going into it, I want someone that's going to put as much work in as I have to overcome the things of my childhood. But we're all messed up. Like, there isn't anyone out there that isn't messed up or who doesn't have some sort of problem in their childhood. It is a parent's job to create childhood trauma. That is just it. No matter how good of a parent you are, no matter how good of a job you do, there's always going to be something that your child is like, that's the thing that you said that one thing that one time. And there's nothing you can do to help that. Where do you send your check for this group therapy session? You hit the like button. That's what it is. Modigal okay, Modiglani. Modiglani. Linia. I absolutely love these chats that we do here because this is how like I hang out with all of my friends. This is always the conversations that we get like deep into super like heavy topics and where people feel safe to share things. And so that's what I want to recreate here. I want to create a safe space where people feel like they can express whatever they need to get off their chest that day and feel like there's a community of people willing and able to hear them out and not judge them for whatever is happening, and we can just have that little space where we all feel a little less lonely. Made in Italy cat serving dish. There's neighbors outside talking. I'm so nosy. Anytime people are talking outside, I'm like, what are they talking about? I want to know. I want to be in the conversation. Oh, it's a cat food dish. Okay. Look at this. Apparently, it's a cat and water bowl pottery dish from Rome. No, no, no. Go back. Go back. How heavy are you? You were 13 ounces. Back. I love Google image search. I don't know what I would be able to do without it. Here's the mark on the back if you want to see. It's got that little raised Italian made in Rome. Dozer does not need this. Dozer has 3 food dishes right now. I just got him one that's like a little flower at the top. So cute. But Dozer, no more food dishes for Dozer because that fat boy eats too much already. Your cat plays in our water. Oh no. Dozer used to do that, and then I got him one that's like a water trickle, and it's a little more raised up, so it's not like floor level for him to just sit there and like scoop in it. I think he drinks more water this way too because it's that like running water sound that makes them attracted to it. Oh, lordy, lordy, what is this thing? Is it a candle holder? Oh, made in Sweden, Ystad metal. Okay. Are you a candle holder? Why? You have an automatic water and she still plays in it? Run the shower for her, see what she does. I've seen cats that like to play in water that'll just sit underneath the shower as it's running. Okay. Well then. This is a very expensive candle holder, apparently. Well, you see what I'm seeing? Tell me more. Huh, interesting, interesting. Ordered from the mushroom water fountain thing from Happy Polly. Is it hard to put together? It's not. It's actually just like 2 little pieces. Once you so you run the cord for the water pump through the hole, and then there's like a little rubber piece that you slide on there that like plugs up the hole, and then you just stick the top on and it's good to go. I am very excited about all of these really cool pieces that I'm finding because this is what's going to pay for all of our like expensive like our trip that we're going to in Italy and then a wedding someday. We're already saving for that because you know those things are expensive. So it's nice to find really cool pieces. The only problem with it is it takes the right buyer to be able to find all this stuff, and so it has to sit for longer. And if you are wondering, you can leave offers now on Whatnot. So on buy it now items, you can leave an offer. Imagine that. So if you're watching this and you're looking at anything that I have listed here and you're like, oh my gosh, I want that thing, go leave me an offer on my Whatnot page. Hi, Tanya. Welcome in. Your sister's cat always tries to help her in the shower. Not, I mean, it's cute and adorable, but like, then you gotta like dry the cat off. And of course, they run as soon as they're done in the shower. Cause Dozer's accidentally fallen in the shower a couple times. And then he immediately runs to the bed. He's a furry boy. He tracks a lot of water with him. You realize your whole family, Grant included, is a mix of very happy, contented people. You all make me laugh. The butt pushing TikTok video was great. I'm glad that that's coming through because that's the family we want to create. The instructions. Yeah, the instructions are a little bit difficult with Happy Polly, but I mean, as goes instructions with anything nowadays. You're getting an IKEA desk or something, and it's the most confusing instructions you've ever had in the entire world when they're supposed to be known for building things and their instructions are supposed to be clear. So, what's my Whatnot name? It's Just Jordan Things. I should have linked it down below. I should have linked it. My bad. My bad. That's why description is so important and perfect pictures. See, and that's why I like Whatnot because I don't have to spend as much time looking things up and researching and adding keywords and putting good pictures and having the perfect lighting set up. But I feel like a couple of these items I'm going to have to go back, retake some pictures, add some descriptive words, and make a little more presentable. Dozer is fascinating to watch. He has got a weird personality as cats go. Like, he is not a normal cat by any means. I would consider him more to be a dog, honestly. Dozer is more dog-like than cat-like. Shakes himself off like a dog. We all think he sees himself as a dog. All right. What's something you're weirdly good at? I'm weirdly good at picking up a new skill and being able to do it. If I like watch someone do something, I can immediately do it. You tell me instructions, I am like a chicken with its head cut off. I have no idea what you're saying. It's like in one ear out the other. But if I can see someone do something, instantly, I've got it. Like from making watches to something mechanical, like building something, immediately I've got it. But like as soon as you type out those instructions for me, or I have to visualize them myself, clueless. The Swedish candlestick is from the 1940s. Awesome. I wish I had two. Like they come as a set usually, and I only have the one, but they're still really cool. Talk to Dozer as you would a human. He understands every word he's. Oh, I know he does. I do talk to him like a person. Like we have full on conversations sometimes. And he just, one, doesn't care what I have to say most of the time because it's usually like, sir, you can't sit there on my keyboard. And he's like, what do you mean? Yes, I can. I'm doing it. Purging and organizing, repurposing items. Please don't ask me to cook. Organization is a skill of its own. Like that is something I envy a little bit because I try my best to be organized in my day-to-day and at work, I'm great. I am a project manager, so I have to be organized for other people and keep other people organized. But like my own personal stuff, I wish I could get my physical objects organized. Enjoyed that chat very much. Good night, everyone. Oh, good night, Betty. I like how I announced your good night, everyone, as I'm reading it. It's after 10 o'clock in Florida. Oh, what time is it? Oh, it's 7:12. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's wrap up with a few more items, a few more cards, and then I gotta go make dinner because Grant's not home tonight. He's out with the boys, and I'm on my own. So I actually have to make something for dinner. Dun, 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 dun. I am going to do a couple lives next week that are not so late in the day. So for all of you East Coasters or across the ponders, next week, I believe it's next Thursday, we're going to do an 11 a.m. my time work with me show. So that show is going to be a little more focused on things like marketing. I'm going to show you some of the things that I'm working on. I'm going to be working in Canva. Maybe I'll do a screen share. So if you guys have any marketing questions or business questions, we can chat there, chit chat there. Maybe I'll have more wits about me and be able to talk since it'll be earlier in the day and I won't be as tired. You love the blue items. Aren't these pretty? Yeah. So these little glass things I saw on the shelf and I was like, ooh, I'm taking those. They're really, really cute. There's 3 of them, but I think I'm going to list them all separately just because I don't think they might be a set. I don't know. Boop, boop, ba-doop, boo. Tall, teal, bud vase. We're going to call it a bud vase because it has that little taper at the top, and that's what I'm assuming now is a bud vase. It is 13 ounces. And to reiterate again, my show where all of these items are going to be sold is not next week on Saturday. Sorry, this week on Saturday, but next week. But if you would like any of them before the show, go look in my buy it now section on the most current sale and leave me an offer on whatever you would like. Not helpful. Not helpful. Aqua blue glass. No, I don't think it's that one. How do I find me on Whatnot? I will put a link here. Actually, I'm going to try and go grab that link right now and I can put it in the description. But if you look for Just Jordan Things on Whatnot, that's how you find me. Let me go to my profile, copy that, and then I can send it to you guys here. There we go. Oh, thank you. Aliani. Can't talk. So maybe I will list them all together. ALA and you bud glass vase set. Oh, blue. Is it called teal? Let's go teal. Aha! Oh, they're on Wayfair. Okay. Would you look at that? It's $80 for all 3 of these. I'm gonna list them for 60. Also, that is my pricing method, by the way, guys. There is no real like rhyme or reason for how I pick a price on things besides like not the most expensive because again, I'm trying to sell things pretty quickly. Do, 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 do. Ding, ding, ding. you. I should be measuring things too, but that's fine. We're here. We're here now. List them together? Yeah, I'm listing them all together. I like to break things up because it helps with the shipping, and when you buy one thing that's lighter weight, you can get discounted shipping as you buy more. So, in theory, I don't actually know if this is how it works, but instead of paying the full shipping weight on all 3 of them, if you bought them separately, then you'd be able to get discounted shipping when you buy all of them together. I'm pretty sure. Is there a bead in there? Come here, get out. Little brass bead in there. All right, let's pull a card. And I have 15 items. I did 15 items tonight, guys. Oh, this is a good one. This is getting into some like philosophical, spiritual stuff. So, do you believe in fortune tellers or mediums? Why or why not? I'm going to go with I don't know. I don't think I trust the majority of the people out there that are trying to like sell something or maintain a business. And you know, like the consistency of fortune telling, right? Like that's it's I'm very skeptical about that. Anytime anybody's trying to market or sell me something, like no. But I I wouldn't say that there's never been a time where someone could have like easily predicted, or like not easily, but like the way we see premonitions and fortune tellers in like movies or something is it happens like very spontaneously, or the way people predict like, oh, this could happen based on like pattern recognition. Like, so I'm going back into how they originally came about. If you think about in the ancient times, they didn't have things like diagnoses for autism or ADHD. So if someone was able to recognize patterns and predict the future outcome based on the patterns that they saw, maybe that was just their autistic trait where they were like, "Oh, based on your, like family history and like or the something." So I'm going to go with a maybe because do I believe that there's someone out there I could go pay right now and like tell me my future? Probably not. But in the grand scheme of things, when they first came about and how they got the label, I think that there could have been ways to interpret what people were experiencing as mediums, and the stakes weren't so high back then, right? Like, you weren't asking a fortune teller, um, the most insane things. You weren't asking them, like, "Which stock portfolio should I buy to make $1,000,000?" It was like, "Am I gonna be happily married someday?" Or, like, like, it's I don't know. I think the chances of things happening before too were much higher, and there was a lot more predicted outcomes than there could be today. Even a broken clock gets it right twice a day. That's true. You do because you do because you yourself know your cat and dog understand you. We just have to get rid of the fakes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, are there none out there ever? I don't know. I don't There's too many coincidences or, like, happenstances where, like, possibility of it, right? But, like, there's so many people loud and wrong about it that wanna monetize it, that it makes the ones that could have potentially been there look bad. So and that's with anything. Anytime there's a chance for someone to abuse or, make something look bad, they're gonna do that. But you gotta look past, right? Like, I hate saying a yes or no just, like, easily to anything. Like, do I believe something? I don't know. I don't know what I believe in anything because my small, minuscule perspective is never gonna understand as much as I could to get the full and accurate, like, picture of what it could be. I don't know. The more I learn, the more I realize how much more there is that I will never know. That's the scariest thing. Do I believe that I use mind reading at work? Absolutely. It actually is in one of my, like, decks that I've created with my boss about, like, my performance report that I can read minds, that's what we call it, because I can predict based on what I know, she's asked for in the past or can anticipate what's going to be needed and can see patterns better than most people that I work with and kind of, like, predict where we're gonna go. And also with, like, analytics and performance and understanding what's gonna work well in a marketing capacity. Like, those are all kind of predictions, and I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know. Someone's at my house. Is it the mailman? It's the ones you don't hear from that might be legit. Exactly, exactly. Several crimes have been solved using them. Coincidence? I'm on the fence, but open-minded. And that's what I'm saying. If there's a benefit that comes from it, why does it need to be labeled exactly? Like, maybe we don't have the full understanding of what it is. But I'm a big, like, we don't understand enough about energies and how they correlate. I'm always like the thing that gets me caught up every single time is when you look, like, super microscopic, right? Like, you look at a cell and its structure, and then you look at, like, our brains and then its structure, and then you look at, like, the universe as a whole and how, like, it looks the same. How does that You're telling me that's a coincidence? I was talking with my friends and I was like, what if all of us are just like sentient cells in this like one grand deity? Like, all of us are just like pieces of a cell, and Earth, is the bigger organism. And then, like, all of the solar system is just like in the mind of this like giant deity. But he also like is a chain smoker, which is why of all of our lives are so shitty. You never know, and I don't think our brains have the capacity physically as humans. We have the limitation of understanding. We can't even conceptualize the fact that the universe has no end, so how in the world are we supposed to know anything about anything? Really? I think that also scares a lot of people, not knowing. People like to know things because that's another human thing. We don't like to be not smart or seemingly, like, not prepared for something. It's a survival tactic, and that's first out of anything else. Humans are going to survive, and that is like once you understand that about humans, then everything else makes sense. It's like this is also something I say a lot. Like, humans are intrinsically selfish and lazy because that is what is like self-preservating, right? You only can think of so many things at once. And if you're juggling the amount of things that you're trying to do and keep up with and maintain your life and all of these other things, you can't think of everything. And it takes brain power and energy to think of things, which is why we tend to like narrow in, or when we're driving, we zone out. Any opportunity that our brain has, we narrow that scope because it conserves energy, and energy is good for survival. We don't want to have to run and sprint and have like big bursts of energy all the time because that's not good for longevity and it's not sustainable. So, I think when you pull that context into understanding people's actions more, it it doesn't make you feel better, but it makes a lot more sense. And I don't get angry about the world anymore as much because I understand that people are just trying to survive. And on that note, I think I'm going to go hang out with Daisy and Dozer, not together because they hate each other, and make some dinner. And I will see all of you guys this weekend sometime. I don't know when. Watch out for my live. We're gonna have some fun in Vegas. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're watching this on the replay, thank you for watching it on the replay. And I will see you guys next week, this weekend, sometime. see you eventually. I will link down below in the description my whatnot sale if you're interested in any of the items. And okay, bye.